Hello, KOZ Nation. This is TJ Graney, KOZ, and this is your KOZ Raw for this week. Um, man, I always pray and I just ask God, hey, what do you have to say to the guys? What do you have to say to the people that watch this video? And I did one last week and it just didn't sit right with me. And so I didn't send it out. I asked him about it later, and I was like, yeah, no. It's like, okay, what do we want to do what you want? This is a deer I shot here on my property, and my oldest Cody boiled it and got it ready, and then I found this piece of wood at a friend's ranch, and so I got to figure out how you mount it on a piece of wood, and yeah, it was a good deer, right? It's a great deer for me. But I wanted to talk about KOZ Boys and what we have, what we get. This is the story about Angelo. So we used to have a magazine years ago. My wife and I Mrs. Graney and I published a music magazine in Austin, Texas for 25 years, country music magazine. It was country music and lifestyle. We did cowboy stuff, hunting and fishing. We did all that stuff in it. And but we always ran a little ad in there. And when we first started KOZ all those years ago, we weren't really it's not the KOZ that you know today. It was really just trying to rally some boys together and maybe spend some time with them, maybe do a hunting and fishing trip with them. It morphed into what it is today. What you know, God knit together the story and how KOZ was supposed to work. But so we had a little ad in that magazine and said, get your boys involved in outdoor adventure. And so we would run this little ad, and occasionally we would get a phone call from a single mom maybe. And one day we got a call, and this mom said, hey, I saw this. I want to get my son involved. And in a conversation with her, she had like 7 or 8 kids, single mom, just really having a hard time. And she was praying, Lord, how do I find somebody to speak into Angelo's life? He was the oldest boy. And she saw the ad. She was laying in bed or sitting in bed and just looking through our old magazine. And there it was. And she just thought, God, thank you. Thank you for this answer. And she brought him. And so we started taking him with us on these trips. And once a month, we started doing the once a month. And one time he called me and he said, Mr. TJ, I need to talk with you. And I said, okay, well, I'll let you ride with me on the way to wherever we were going. I think we're going to a gun range. And you can ride with me and you can, tell me what it is that's going on with you. And so we're in the truck driving to the gun range. And he goes, Mr. TJ, I think my mom's a prostitute. Okay. Well, why do you think that, Angelo? And he said, well, guys will come over and she'll go down and they'll go driving around in her car and then they'll come back in a little while. And then yesterday she wanted me to clean her car out for her, clean her car. And there was things in there. And I think that means that she's a prostitute. And you can only imagine the things that he found in there and the paraphernalia, the things that just threw this boy off balance. And so we just talked about it a little bit and prayed about it. I mean, I don't know. What do you do with that, right? Except let him know, well, Angelo, you're not alone. You have people that love you. There's guys here that love you. And you got my number. And so he started coming around every month. And then, and I remember one month we went fishing. and we were fishing at a pond, and I was with the HTLs. We were kind of up on a little hill looking down on the pond where the boys were, and us leaders were all joking around and having fun, but we weren't really paying attention to the boys. And God nudged me, and I looked down, and Angelo was standing under a tree, and his line was stuck up in the tree. And God said, "What are you doing?" And I immediately just bailed off down the hill, went over, helped him get it undone, cast it out with him, and just sat with him on the bank of that pond. And it wasn't but just a little while later that in my conversation with him, he asked for Jesus in his heart. And welcome to the family, little buddy. And so celebration. I don't remember if I baptized him later. I probably baptized him in a horse trough somewhere. But we knew that he had asked for Jesus in his heart, and he was going to be with us in heaven. And not long after that, he didn't show up one month. He didn't show up another month. And several months into it, trying to call. Finally, I got in touch with him. He called me or something like that. He said, "Mr. TJ, I'm not coming back to KOZ. KOZ is not what we like to do in our family. It's not what we do. And so I won't be back." And that was it. His mom and his kids had been, I think, kicked out maybe of their house or apartment or whatever, and they moved way up to the other side of town, somewhere way up out of the way where he couldn't get his family members of whoever he was living with, couldn't get them to bring him to a KOZ. And they obviously were telling him, "That's not good, hunt, all that. Guns are not," whatever it was they were telling him, and they were speaking that stuff into him, and he was just trying to do survival. And it's been years since that happened. That was in the early days of KOZ, 10, 15 years maybe. And I just think about, it was a very short period of time that I had Angelo. We had him for a couple of months, maybe 5 or 6 times, maybe. And then he was gone. But what I know is, and what my tender heart and God reminds me is that I'll see Angelo again. It may not be on this side of heaven, but Angela knows Jesus in his heart, and he will be there in heaven one day, and we'll reunite, and that's all we get, dudes. Family, KOZ family. We sometimes get one time. A boy comes one time. We get one visit. We get 6 months. We get a year. And I'm not saying you got to rush out and get them. "Oh man, you got it. If you don't know Jesus," and do something like that, God will bring them. But don't miss the chance in offering. Don't miss the chance in sharing the gospel with your boys. Make sure they know what that is. Don't miss the opportunity to do that. And it's not a corporate thing. It's something that happens in this beautiful, rogue, feral little thing we call KOZ, in a moment, on a walk through the woods, in a drive to the shooting range, on the side of a pond, on a camp out one night. It's this beautiful thing. And I think it models really well how Jesus did his ministry. So stay strong. Stay in it. The year is new. Man, this year is going to bring on some killer stuff. Be watching for the news. We just announced the Daisy Red Ryder partnership. And if I haven't said it, I'll tell you right now, we now have a partnership with Buck Knives. Hunt, Prey, Fish, KOZ on the classic Buck 110. Limited editions of both the Daisies and the 110s. I'm not trying to sell you something. You don't got to buy one, but you might want to because they're massively cool. Lots of cool stuff in the store. Go get your boy some stuff. Hey, check out, hang out with us at the HTL Zoom calls once a month. We're getting together. We're talking about the things that help you get through, grow your KOZ group, deal with things that are going on with your KOZ group. And if you just need to talk, call the office. Rick and me and all the outfitters are available to talk. And we've been doing KOZ a while, and we want to talk with you. We want to hear your stories. So don't hold those stories back. Call us, share them with us. We love you. I got to go. Mrs. Graney has been calling me 3 times on this phone, and I'm sure she's got some honey-do list that I missed somehow. We love you. God bless. Regulators, mount up.